Well, hi, Mark. Okay, well, I'm in the horror movie spirit once again because I went ahead and went and saw Obsession the other night, and I'm a little obsessed with it, as it were. Do you like the joke? Oh God, you didn't. Oh shit. Okay, that's fine. So every horror film that I've ever seen, um, last time we did numbers 100 through 125. We are doing 125 through 150 this time. So we're going to start off with 125, The Gate. Last time I said that the Gate was a fine movie, and it is. It's fun. I don't remember much about it, so moving on. By the way, if you're unfamiliar with the series, it's a series that I'm doing on my channel. It's going to be a very lengthy series because I have a very extensive list of horror movies that I've seen. It's friggin' huge, bud. And we're just going over every horror movie that I have ever seen, 25 films at a time. So, anywho, let's get back into it. Number 126 is Ouija. I rented this from the same local grocery store that I rented a lot of the other movies from. I did not like Ouija very much. However, Ouija Origin of Evil, which is number 127, same story. I rented it from that local grocery store, and I liked it quite a great deal. Actually, I might have gone to see Origin of Evil in theaters. I may have gone to see Origin of Evil in theaters. I do believe I remember doing that with my friend. Yeah, that's a pretty good movie. Number 128, Under the Shadow. Under the Shadow, I saw for the first time on Netflix, as I assume a lot of people have. For whatever reason, people have just stopped talking about Under the Shadow as though it stopped being great. What's funny is I haven't gone back and rewatched Under the Shadow in a long time, and I need to. It is a Middle Eastern horror film, I think, about like a war in, I forget which Middle Eastern country it is, but it's set during a war, and a bomb falls on an apartment complex, and a jinn starts haunting the apartment complex in the midst of war. It's awesome. Number 129 is Madman. I actually do remember my first time seeing Madman. I didn't like Madman the first time I saw it. Madman from 1981 is a really, just a very cheesy movie, right? And I like cheesy slashers, but Madman's a movie that I was actually bored by the first time, and I didn't really get it. And I was watching it on my iPod at the time. That wasn't a great decision, to be honest with you. Don't watch movies on your phone or your iPod. That's a stupid way to watch movies. You will not enjoy it to its fullest extent, and that's kind of the little predicament I got myself in with Madman there, because I later bought the Arrow Blu-ray. Why did I buy the Blu-ray when I didn't even really like the movie upon first watch? I don't know, dude, because I'm an idiot. But apparently I'm not an idiot, because Madman is a really, really, really fun slasher movie. Number 130 is Night of the Living Dead 1968. So I actually saw this movie the first time on Netflix on my mom's laptop at my grandma's house. And I was just sitting upstairs watching movies. Not a particularly special memory, but as the objective is to share my memories and thoughts on the movies, there you go. That's my memory of watching it for the first time. My thoughts on Night of the Living Dead is that it's great. There you go. 131, Dawn of the Dead from 1978. I like Dawn of the Dead. Actually, I love Dawn of the Dead. Dawn of the Dead's great, right? Like, we can't sit here and pretend like it's not great. By the way, if I don't have any specific memories tied to a movie, I just skim right past it. Day of the Dead, 1985. Day of the Dead's great. I'm not going to go super into those. We've all seen those movies. I have a Day of the Dead review. Watch it if you haven't. 133, Land of the Dead. Land of the Dead, I actually do have a pretty moderately special memory of. I actually watched it for the first time at my brother's house. I mentioned previously, when I was talking about the first Friday the 13th film, that I saw that for the first time at my brother's house. And that when I was a kid, I would sometimes go over there and watch movies, but mostly I just played his video games because I was an absolute shithead of a child who had no idea how to spend quality time with family members, and I was just sucked into video games. So I would just sit and play his PlayStation 2 or 3 for hours and hours on end. And honestly, fuck me, I should have been doing more of like watching movies and shit with him. 134, I Spit on Your Grave 2. Listen, I think I also watched this on my phone. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I don't like this movie. And I didn't used to have the reservations that I do now, which is that essentially I don't like sexual violence in horror movies. And I never liked it, but I never used to have an aversion to it. It was just something that added to the disturbing nature of a movie to me. Nowadays though, like, it just get your scares somewhere else. I don't want to see that. It's not scary in the traditional sense. It's disturbing, and it's just gross, you know? Like, why do I want to watch that? I don't, is the simple answer. And I Spit on Your Grave 2 is full of it. It is a vile, vile movie that I think I have since banished from my collection, and if I haven't, I will be very soon. Yeah, I don't like I Spit on Your Grave 2. If that is your thing, then sure, by all means, go right ahead. 135, Last House on the Left, 1972. Now, contrarily, Last House on the Left, the original Last House on the Left, I actually think is a very, very good horror movie. And let me tell you why. A, we don't go near as nasty with the sexual violence, okay? That isn't anywhere near what I Spit on Your Grave is. Any of the I Spit on Your Grave movies, to be totally honest with you, except for maybe 3, which is like the only movie that's worth a shit in that whole franchise, because it's not just about people being assaulted, and then like brief bits of revenge. Anyway, but Last House on the Left, I think, is actually a really special movie because of just how bleak it is. It's not really, the focus of it isn't about the assault itself. The assault happens. It's horrific and it's very nasty. However, it's not really about that. You know, it happens. She gets away for a moment. She gets shot, and then her parents find her, and now it's like almost a cat and mouse thing, except it's almost like the mouse is unaware that the cat is a cat, and the cat isn't interested in the mouse at first. It's a really interesting movie, and then, like I say, it gets very bleak towards the end of the movie, where it has this great, profound moment right at the end of the movie, where he's like holding the chainsaw after they've taken their revenge, and it's just this empty, hollow ending of a movie where everyone is just so fucked up, and they're just like, we just did this, all of these brutal, uncompromising actions, which, don't get me wrong, were 100% justified, but they still don't have their daughter. And it's just this really depressing moment of, we have just gone through all of this and we are still incomplete people. I think it's a really powerful ending, and it works, and it's just better than most rape revenge movies. 136, The Shallows. Everyone likes The Shallows, right? There's like not a person on the planet that dislikes The Shallows. Shark movie, Blake Lively, everyone likes The Shallows. Get out of my face. You like The Shallows. Actually, I don't know. There's probably a few people that don't like it because, like, some of the poppy music and the weird text thing that happens on screen. But I think it's a really good, like, taut thriller horror sort of thing. I just think it's good. 137, The Purge. I've never been on the Purge hype train. I do remember seeing the Purge for the first time. It was over at my buddy's house, the one that I told you about that had like DirecTV, and he had HBO on his DirecTV, and he would like record horror movies sometimes. We'd watch them. I do remember seeing the Purge over at his house. I didn't really care for it that much then. I don't really care for it that much now. I don't really care for any of the Purge movies. I just don't think they're as great as everyone says they are. Number 138, I Am the Pretty Thing That Lives in the House. This is actually one of the only movies ever that I've watched and then immediately watched again. I was going through like my weird pretentious cinema phase, and I watched the movie on Netflix, and then I was like, oh my god, that's brilliant. And I went and I watched it again to understand it better. It's a good movie. I'm pretty sure this is an Osgood Perkins movie, so I am quite certain that it is a good movie. I don't remember I Am the Pretty Thing That Lives in the House very well, but I'm quite certain it's good because it's Osgood Perkins, and Osgood Perkins is like one of the best horror directors of all time, right? 139. And if you disagree with that, you can shut your fucking face. You can shut that hole. Once knew a man named Zip. Would you like a suckle on my zipper? Okay. Okay. 139, The Conjuring. Everyone's seen The Conjuring. It's a good movie. What do you want me to tell you about The Conjuring? The Conjuring 2, once again. Everyone's seen it. It's a good movie. 141, Annabelle. Everyone's seen it. It's not a good movie. I went to go see Annabelle in theaters with my friend and his mom. Not the most phenomenal movie of all time. At all. This is the friend, by the way, I've mentioned. He has like the worst taste in movies that I have ever met. It's not that he doesn't like good movies usually, although there are a few that he just straight up doesn't like. Like he thinks they're stupid. Like, not that, like, it's, oh, that's too much, but, like, he thinks they're dumb. Like, he doesn't like Hereditary. He thought Hereditary was dumb. He really doesn't like Martyrs. And it's because he thinks the whole movie is just really stupid, and, like, somehow it came off as comedic to him. A bit of a high-functioning psychopath, that one, I would venture to say. Like, who watches Martyrs and goes, so funny? Shut the fuck up. No one cares about your opinion, Craig. His name isn't Craig, but fuck him anyway. 142, Krampus. I'm not as high on Krampus as a lot of people are, but I don't know, it's a fine movie. Number 143, The Lazarus Effect. That movie sucks. Man, do I own The Lazarus Effect? I'm going to be really disappointed in myself if I still own The Lazarus Effect. I was already disappointed in myself because I bought it in the first place, but the fact that I may still own it somewhere around here is kind of harshing my mellow, home cheese. Where are the L's? Where are the L's? Oh, God. Oh, there they are. I don't believe I do. I still own The Lazarus Effect. I'm such a fucking piece of shit. Alright, 144 is Maggie. So Maggie is a zombie drama horror film about Arnold Schwarzenegger as a father. Schwarzenegger actually gives a great performance in Maggie, by the way. Actually a very good performance. And then his daughter has been bit by a zombie, and it's about Schwarzenegger's... I keep calling him Schwarzenegger. I don't remember his name in the movie, but it's about his last days with his daughter before she turns into a zombie. And honestly, really good movie. I kind of want to watch it now. 145, The Gallows. Okay, listen. The Gallows is not a great movie. Not at all. I watched it on some streaming service back in the day. I don't remember which one. And it was horrible. However, I do own the Gallows, and I know what you're thinking. That I'm a piece of shit. And you wouldn't be wrong, is the thing. But I like the Gallows. I kind of do. It is a bad movie. It can be tedious at times. The fake out jump scares are horrendous. The whole movie is pretty, I don't know if boring. Yeah, it's pretty boring. The characters are pretty unlikable. However, there is something about a ghost that died during a school play that hunts people down and hangs them with a ghost noose that's pretty amusing to me. So I appreciate the Gallows a little bit. 147 is It Follows. I don't remember my first time seeing It Follows, but I can tell you that that is like one of the best modern horror movies. I mean, I'm sure most everyone has seen It Follows, but I love It Follows. I've seen it a lot. 148, The Town That Dreaded Sundown, 1976. I actually really like The Town That Dreaded Sundown. And when I first saw it, it inspired me to like do like a deep dive about the whole because The Town That Dreaded Sundown is based on a real series of murders in Texarkana, Arkansas. Back in like, I think it was like 1946 that happened. And I don't know, there's something about the mystique of that weird true crime story that really intrigues me. Because the killer was never caught. He kills like 6 people. He's never caught. And then, something the movie doesn't tell you, of course, it was 1976, but years and years and years and years and years later, somebody calls, and this could have very well been a prank call. And it probably was, because human beings are really fucking shitty. But somebody calls the one of the, I want to say it was like one of the children or one of the grandchildren of the survivors. And he says, hey, my grandfather was the Phantom Killer. He was responsible for the Texarkana Moonlight murders. And I just wanted you to know how sorry I am that you guys had to go through that. It's a weird prank call is what makes it notable. Because, like, usually it would be like, I'm the Phantom Killer, I'm coming to get you. But, like, for someone to call and be like, my grandfather was this person, I am so sorry that he did that. That's a really weird prank call for someone to make. I mean, obviously, you shouldn't prank. I don't think it's particularly controversial to say you probably shouldn't prank call the family members of somebody who died in a murder spree. But, like, that particularly would be just like a strange one, very out of character for a prank caller. So, I don't know, there's a lot of mystique surrounding that case. If you're into true crime, that's kind of a neat one to look into. Number 149 is The Town That Dreaded Sundown, the 2014. Not really a remake, reboot, whatever. It's weird that this movie has become like a cultural phenomenon, because there are plenty of movies about real life serial killers, but none of them are treated like The Town That Dreaded Sundown. Like, The Town That Dreaded Sundown is treated just like a slasher movie, but like a lot of the details in The Town That Dreaded Sundown are correct. So it's really weird to me, especially having come out, the original, in 1976, which was only, 30 years after the original murders took place. Like, very strange that it developed the cult following that it did, but you know what? I'm kind of glad that it did. They're cool movies. And yeah, the 2014 one is a very odd movie. because like it takes place in Texarkana years later, and like a festival is going on where they're actually watching the 1976 Town That Dreaded Sundown, and then a copycat killer comes out. That one's not based on true events, but I don't know, it's an interesting enough little movie. And then number 150 in the last movie for the day, which is a good thing too, because my throat is starting to hurt from talking this much, because I just did my Obsession review, is Dracula 1931. Listen to them, children of the night, what music they make. I love that. I love Dracula 1931. Specifically, I love about the first half of the movie that takes place in Transylvania, because it is incredibly atmospheric, and it has all the Halloween-y good times in it that you'll want. The second half is good too, but I love the first half with all the castles and the cobwebs, and of course that line, that's like one of my favorite line deliveries in all of cinema, by the way, that listen to them, children of the night, what music they make. It is like actual perfection. And Bela Lugosi is perfection as Dracula. So much so that actually when I rewatched Dracula last year, I was like, I need to watch more Bela Lugosi, and I went and I bought like a bunch of Bela Lugosi movies, and I watched them, and I don't regret it. Fun time. All right, I will catch you guys on the next one. I hope. Please come back.